This is 2008 Honda Pilot ignition coil wiring connection. As you can see here, we have from number 1 ignition coil. You can see number 1 ignition coil number 1. You understand? There are 3 connectors, 3 wires. Number 1 wire is yellow green. You can see yellow green here. Number 1 is yellow green, coming from the ECM. Yes. Then number 2 here is black wire coming from this is ground. Number 2 is ground. Okay. Then number 3 is black white is coming from, it's an ignition system, ignition line coming from the ignition coil relay. You can see ignition coil relay here. It's the one that sends the current, the ignition current to the coil, the ignition coil. Yes. Then you can see number 2 coil here. Number 2 coil, we have number 1 here, blue, red. Yes, we have blue, red. Number 2, and number 2 coil for number 1 pin. Okay, we have blue, red, and number 2 pin we have the color is black. This is earth. Okay, it's a ground wire going to number 2. And number 3 is the ignition line, like you can see here. It's still coming from the ignition coil relay. You can see coming from there down to the number 2 coil. And then this ignition system enter all the 6 coil. You can see number 3 here. You can see the ignition system here. Okay, black white enter here as number 3. Then earth enter all of them as number 2, black color. Then number 1 is going to the ECM. Okay, it's going inside the ECM. You can see this is the ECM. So number 1 is going inside the ECM. Number 4 coil is still the same. Number 3, which is the ignition system that enter all of them. And the earth, the ground system that enter all of them in number 2. And then number 1 enter the ECM. And this is number 5 coil, black, red, which is number 1, going into the ECM. And number 2 is the earth, black. And number 3 here. Number 3 here is black, white, which is the ignition line. Then the final one is number 6 here. Number 1 is brown, white, going to the ECM. Number 2 is black, which is the earth. And then number 3 is black, white, which is the ignition system. So this is the ignition coil connection. So this particular place is ignition coil relay that supply the ignition to all the 6 coils. You understand? This is the relay that supplies, call it ignition coil relay. So that is a full connection for ignition coil in Honda Pilot 2008.